Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of the True Narrative Commentary. I'm your host, the man with the most, still poking Gigi's ghost, Million Dollar Man Mark. Today's call is great. George is starting to enter full meltdown mode with Goon Con being a few weeks away. His little facade and delusions that it wasn't happening, reassured him by Kevin, are quickly being shattered. The amount of narcissism and delusion on display in here from George is off the charts, though. I feel like I say that every time I do a call because it's usually true, but this time it's crazy even for him. Then, of course, he talks about his encounter with the old owners of 1307. But George still has that glimmer of hope. He has his birthday party to look forward to. The one where he's going to blindfold Watt on the way there so he can't tell the goons where it is. He's a scared man. Plus some insight into a ruse within a ruse that Podrick has cooked up for this call. Fun times ahead.
Yeah, hey.
What's up, GG?
Well, that bitch rummaged through the rental car, and that bitch being Henry.
What?
Because when I came back my doors were open. I locked my doors. That bitch, I had it parked in a certain spot where he obviously knows where, So now that son of a bitch opened the door. Nothing was taken. I don't see anything taken out of it.
This is one of the wilder things that's happened while Henry's been following George. Henry wasn't the one who went through the car. Someone else did, and Henry got pictures of the dude doing it. He was some tweaker looking guy, and as George keenly observed, was smoking a cigarette. George is an idiot though, because the guy just walked up and opened the door according to Henry. George just forgot to lock the door, and of course the thief doesn't take anything. George's rental home is so disgusting that not even tweakers think it's a good idea to go through to get money for a fix, or maybe they know they wouldn't find anything in there anyway of value. Those pictures have been lost to time that Henry took, one of the worst things we've lost so far. But this is starting a trend we'll start to develop in this call specifically where George's paranoia just gets the absolute best of him.
But now corpulence is coming back out, running his mouth. And I just dropped two videos right back to back with him. And I told him, I said point blank, I said, whether I am renting a car or not renting a car, it's none of your concern. And I said that the last time I checked, that if I'm paying for the damn vehicle, as long as the vehicle is clean as I return it back, I can sleep in the damn car as much as I fucking want. I said, "What's it to you, bitch?" I got it. I got the new video up. I told him point blank, and I also told the story about him being the Vietnam War. He argued with a guy that served proudly in the Vietnam War because of his authenticity or his heritage, however you want to say it.
Here's a good meta George fuck up. Trying to say authenticity, says it wrong, and the correct word he should have said was ethnicity. So we all know by now George has been duped by the captain time and time again into thinking he's someone that he's not. This time in this arc, he's Peter Nugent, the Vietnamese, according to George. The story of the captain arguing with the war vet is so weird. George said Angela told him that she saw the captain on some random forum like 12 years ago arguing with a Vietnam War veteran. Why this information didn't seem relevant, 12 years ago as the captain was Timothy K. Reddy, then later Bill Bellum, I don't know. But that wasn't the captain on the forum, and I also need to ask Angela about that the next time I talk to her.
And ironically, man, you gotta stop pressing that off button, man.
No, it's not that. It's my service too. So. But
Well,
go ahead.
is it a burner? Is it a burner phone or is it not? Is it a real
It's
phone?
an actual phone, but it goes in and out. Like it's weird. I've tried to call him to get it fixed. But continue with what you were saying.
Yeah. So, and I said, so it's Nunya. It's Nunya. You know who Nunya is? Nunya. And and it's just like, so what's it to you? That's the best you got. It really pisses me off, So he's like, no, hey, this is Japan. He's got a 10 and so I just come at him, and I just said, point, I dropped two, little shorties.
That's what George calls YouTube shorts. Shorties. Cringe. Also, I'm pretty sure that's what Shelley called George's dick, a shorty.
Let him know what I think about him, what I think about the bitch.
Well, I saw him threaten you.
Yeah.
that video.
Yeah, well, you saw what I said.
Yeah, I did see what you said because I was wondering who you were talking to. Then I went and checked his page, and I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, they're going back. They're going back and forth. I see now."
Yeah, so what I said to him, I said last time I checked, as long as I, it's as long as I return the car back the way it was, and I'm paying for it, it's not a damn thing unless we knows where it's parked. And I said, let me catch the bitch, and that being Henry, because I'll tase his fucking ass. I won't have to raise a goddamn finger. I'll tase fucking Henry. I'll make that fucker drop on the ground.
You know how George always says he's afraid the goons won't fight fair and will bring weapons because they're cowards? Then what's George say he'll do? Attack Henry with a weapon. Of course it's okay if George uses one though. He'd need it too. George should have a fucking lightsaber and Henry would still own him with just his fists.
I'll get to that. I'll get to that in a second. You said Henry went through your car?
They opened the door of the rental car. I lock that door every time. Both doors were open.
Both your doors were open?
Not open, but open where you can just open the door.
Oh man, I hope they didn't leave a fucking tracker.
Well, that's exactly what I'm thinking, and that's why that's the problem. See, that's the problem. And I don't know what to do, whether I park it somewhere else or don't know. Don't know what the answer is.
Wait, where are you parked at now? Are you still at Costco?
I park it there. I park it in the West End. When I'm not working there, I come in the West End and do that as well. In the West End. I park it in the South Side. I park it in the West End. But it doesn't matter if he's got a pad. If it's a tracker on there, then yeah, then we need to find out. It's the Henrico Library is where the car was parked the other day, and then that's where the doors were open. So I knew somebody was in that cigarette smoke, because there was cigarette smoke in this damn car. I could smell that shit, and I don't smoke. Let me catch that bitch. Let me catch that fucking bitch. I don't give a damn at this point what he thinks he can do, what he can do. I'll bring him to the ground. I'll drop that motherfucker to the ground. Spit in his goddamn face. Piece of shit. Anyway, well, you heard the video. You heard what I said.
Yeah, I saw your videos. It was weird seeing Captain, threaten you because
he's so, he kept his mouth shut because he was put in check.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing, GG. He's scrambling to appear like he's not concerned that you know his name.
Yeah, he was kept in check because his identity was dropped, something that he thought I couldn't do and couldn't get. And after so many years, we got it. He just doesn't know how. That's why. So he's trying to reverse the trip, but it ain't no reverse because I know what happened. And yeah. If I said that the only concern is if there's a tracker on this damn fucking thing, so I've got to take it to Platinum Plus, but
it's gonna keep happening. Don't worry. You gotta take it to Platinum Plus and what?
I take it to Platinum Plus, and then they're gonna have to look at it and see the problem is, and I have to take off from work to do that shit.
We were losing it with George tripping over himself with paranoia at this point. George's own crazy mind has him spending $50 at the Fix Now, Pay Later shop to have his car looked over for non-existent trackers. He has found one tracker, it's true, but he's never found the rest. But this time, we didn't have one. But George is not going to make money that day and spend money to check for a tracker a bunch of stupid bitches who he's always 2 steps ahead of planning on his car. Real winner.
That's bullshit. But they'll check it out and they'll see exactly if it's they'll find that tracker on there if it's on there. And of course I gotta tell the rental car, maybe the rental car company can check because they might have one on there. The rental car company might have one on there themselves.
Well, they have one on theirs, but if you do that, they might be like, well, what the hell is going on, and not want to rent to you anymore. So I wouldn't do that. I would take it to Platinum Plus.
Well, that's right. Because let's say they find the wrong one. Let's say if they find
the rental
find
place?
the rental one and not the one they put. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
There's one on the car. Well, see, that's it. So, I mean, that I didn't even think about that, because the rental car place is going to have one on there anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So then, if they've got one on there, and then they put one on there, then they pulled the wrong one, and then and then if I take it back, they'll find, hey, he pulled it. But the rental car place is going to have it in a certain spot where you can't.
But
I don't know.
But they're also going to be wondering, like, why the fuck are you asking that? You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna think you're up to something at that point.
No, well, look, if I'm paying for it, what they're gonna do?
I don't know, man, but I do got a date. Actually, it's dates.
Okay.
So they're coming down here in waves. I didn't realize this.
Goon Con was a massive event and a big opportunity. So much stuff could happen, and we had to capitalize on as much as we could. We came to the idea that we could tell George Goon Con was a 3-week ordeal just to fuck with him even harder, with the actual Goon Con dates being in the middle of that time. We tell George some stayed a week later after Goon Con was actually finished, and this was the best choice given how visibly scared and shaken George was by just the idea of the goons coming into his real world.
When?
They're coming down here in waves. So there are goons who are closer, that live closer.
Okay.
They're going to be coming down first.
When you say closer, what do you mean closer? Like Pennsylvania?
Like Maryland, North Carolina, Tennessee. There are goons
what?
They're going to be coming closer. So hold on. So they're doing it in a rollout fashion. So the closer goons are going to be coming the weekend of the 7th, the 8th, the 9th, which is next weekend.
Oh, shit. You mean so they're going to be coming next week?
Like I just said, pure panic and terror.
Hold on. They're also going to come the 14th, the 15th, and the 16th. And they're also coming on the 21st, the 22nd, and 23rd.
Okay.
And what day is your birthday?
16th.
Yeah. That middle week is when most of them are going to be here. They think that you're going to probably try to have it before or after that, so they're coming the next 3 weeks.
Wait. Who and what and how? Okay, let's back up.
Information overload. More than 2 things were told to George in the span of 5 minutes, so his brain crashes and everything needs to be re-input.
Who's coming the first week? The 7th?
There's like 7 goons coming on the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Which ones are those?
Those are like lower level goons that live closer.
Okay.
The Inner Circle members are coming the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other lower level goons are going to come back the 21st, the 22nd, and 23rd.
Was that right?
Yep.
So pretty much the 16th. So they're going to try to come the whole month. Then they're going to try to scatter the whole month, basically.
Just the weekend before your birthday and the weekend after. So I'm going on vacation starting the 31st of July to the 13th of August. I've already had this vacation plan with my wife. So if I were I would have your party on the 28th, 29th, or 30th. And since you don't want me to know where it is, that's completely fine. On the 30th, I'll meet with you and we can have a beer earlier in the day.
Well, yeah, you mean, wait, hold on. When I'm going to have it on the 16th, on my birthday. I'm having the damn party on the 16th. On my fucking birthday. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not catertowing or catering or whatever.
Yeah, you hear that? George isn't catertowing or catering or whatever you want to say. It's what the goons want. He's an alpha.
I'm not going to say where it's going to be. I mean, but if you want to come, if I, well, I mean, you're going to be doing what? I mean, you're going to be on vacation on what days now?
The
I'm
31st.
sorry. I mean, yeah, well, that's going to be after. I mean, they're going to be gone by then. So it's not a big deal on that. They're going to be gone.
So you are having it on your birthday.
That's what I'm shooting for.
I was just trying to give you a better thing to do to avoid the whole mess. To make them think that you're going to do it, and then have it the fucking, not the next week, but the week after.
Well, here's what I'm planning. I might switch vehicles. I might go there and say, look, I need to get another vehicle. I don't know, because this car's got some problems with it. I say it's a used place, used old beat up rentals, old cars and whatnot.
So George is renting a beat up junker for a home. At least George keeps it consistent across mobile homes. He's got those shitty vans he drives, and then his rental homes are shitty sedans. Imagine the back pain from sleeping inside a sedan all night. By the way, a few days ago marks the 7th anniversary of George becoming homeless. He was kicked out at 1307 the same day his dad died in 2001. How ironic.
So I might get him to try to switch the car, or if they call there and inquire, it's almost like I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. If I say something about it, that I have stalkers, I don't know. If I have stalkers or whatever, tell them that people that know my business, they take pictures. I don't think it really matters one way or the other.
Well, here's the thing. I want to get back to the other thing, because I heard you talk last night and how you sounded. I don't want you to get into any mess. I don't want you to hurt anybody. I don't want them to fuck with you and, make you get so angry to where you can't think straight. That's why I'm just advising you on the best course of action.
Okay.
So that is why I'm saying I would not have your party on the 16th. It's too risky. I want to be risk avoidant with any confrontation with them.
Well, they might. I mean, look, they might try to build it up more than what it is. Meaning, and Kevin thinks this, and both Kevin and Watt both think this. They're trying to build it up to get me more paranoid about what's going on, and more paranoid.
I really don't give a shit what Kevin has to say, since he didn't help you at all.
Yeah.
I'm trying to help you, and I know they're coming. Yeah. I know what they're planning on doing, and I'm trying to have you avoid any bullshit. So I need you to take that pride and throw that shit away right now. Because I don't want you to do anything you don't need to be doing.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, so because if they don't know what I'm driving, then they'll follow Kevin then, or they don't know.
They're gonna find if you have your party on the 16th. Or any of the dates that I gave you, the next 3 weekends, they're going to find out, and there's going to be a problem.
Well, if I do it on the birthday, so what? I mean, like, let's say The restaurant is aware. Let's say if I do it at Chicago Pizzeria, that's where they know the history. They tell me you can have it here anytime you want. We'll I don't know if I want to do it there or not because it's fixed, but did it there, they would they would jump on and
So are they going to close the entire restaurant for your party?
Well, they've done it before.
They've closed the entire restaurant with no one can go inside.
Well, see, thing is, that's the thing. They don't have ABC. Well, I don't know. There's because during our Christmas party, they didn't have a liquor license. They didn't have a liquor license, so that's.
I looked up Chicago's Pizza in Richmond, expecting to find some shithole. I mean, how good can an establishment be if they serve pizza but don't have a liquor license? Even worse, they entertain George Yared and his paranoid delusions. And lo and behold, Chicago's Pizza is permanently closed. Can't say I'm surprised. Any place that George Yared frequents has to be shit. I bet it was a result of George having karaoke there one time and it just tanked their business because the reviews were so bad.
Mm-hmm. So that would be. I don't know if that. I drink or go to drink or whatever, but I don't know if they would. Well, I gotta find out if they have a liquor license. I mean, that's it. You can't BYUB. Bring your own beer. I mean.
Yeah, next time you guys go out to eat, make sure there isn't a BYUB, bring your own beer policy in place. The U in BYUB stands for your, as in you are. Nobody fucks up the English language in quite the same way as George Yared.
Yeah, that's the problem, and that's when people my own group might not show up. But then again, people that can come, so that might narrow it down if just people are just eating pizza or eating whatever they're fucking eating. Let me ask you a question, because I do think that that one of those minions, or one of those, there was a big black girl that was there, and she was staring at me the whole time when I was singing. This was the Christmas party. Big black girl, and I'm wondering if maybe one of these people, or well, you would know this, if that could have been one of their followers, or one of these people that are lurking around that are involved.
She was a woman that was paid by Henry to gather intel.
Say that again?
She was paid by Henry to gather intel.
This is one of the ruses proposed by Pod&GG on the fly in this call. George is so paranoid about people following him that random strangers that look at him too much send him into a panic. So if Pod feeds into that, creating the contracted PIs. The thing is, Henry's such a good PI, he doesn't need people to subcontract for him. He's got it under control. He takes pictures of George while he's driving with George looking at him, and George does nothing and doesn't even notice. And so it's kind of even similar to how we did this with Phyllis when she was talking to George, and we created the character of Dixon Lacey, who is a PI working with George and Henry. George claimed several times he saw Dixon Lacey and even got out of his car to confront someone he thought was Dixon. This is how strong George's paranoia is and how it makes him easy to manipulate, and well, factor in the low IQ and cognitive disorders, that helps too.
Go in there and look at the fat guy in the yellow suit is what he told her. Go in there, I'll pay you $100 to look at the fat guy in the yellow suit and tell me what you see.
Yeah, she had a kid. So that was the one.
Yeah, that was one person. He does that often.
I want to break his. I really want. I really want to fuck that guy up. I don't give a damn what he can do. I want to fuck that son of a bitch up. He has crossed that. He has gone over and beyond fucking with me. Even if I can't take him, I'll tase the motherfucker. I don't like that son of a bitch.
No.
I don't like that smugness of that son of a bitch. Even if I can't take him, I'll tase the shit out of him to make him drop.
But you can't.
You cannot stand that motherfucker.
I know you can't stand him, but you can't just attack him. It's just going to end up with you in jail.
He paid that woman. So he paid that woman to go in there with the kid.
Yeah.
You know that for a fact.
Well, she was on her way. She was already on her way in, and he paid her outside.
I didn't see. I didn't see that bitch around.
Mm-hmm.
I would have saw that bitch. I would have saw that. If he was there, I would have saw that bitch. I saw her. I didn't see him. I figured she was, because she was like lurking and like looking, and I don't know what she was doing. Kevin was all joking around. I knew something wasn't right with that woman. I looked at her. I knew something wasn't right about her.
I said he's done that often. He'll know where you're at. He'll pay people to get intel on you. People would do anything for 10 minutes for $100.
Well, why didn't that bitch go in there? If that bitch is such a damn fucking, why didn't he walk in there, that bitch?
He's paid to observe you, not engage with you.
Yeah. He do what now? He's paid to what?
He's paid to observe you, not engage.
Okay. Well, he needs to go fuck off. He needs to go fuck off somewhere.
He's paid good for his retirement. He's retired, and Marty pays him fucking good to observe.
Yeah.
You,
well,
so.
I don't give a damn what he gets paid. He's going to be he's going to fuck up one too many times. He's going to do something one too many times, and Kadir will fuck him up. I spoke to Kadir this afternoon. He said, "I'll fuck him up," is what he said.
So we've gone from George beating Henry with his fists to George tasing Henry to now Quater coming in and kicking Henry's ass, which would not happen the way George thinks. Henry would stomp out Quater, then burn down his McDojo.
He'll fuck that bitch up.
$25,000 a month for the operations.
He'll fuck that bitch up and put him in a permanent coma. Put his ass in a permanent coma. Kabir told me those exact words. He got pissed off at it. He's pissed off at this shit. He doesn't think I should have to go through this.
I don't think so either. I've already told you that.
No.
That's why I'm trying to help you.
Well, I have a temper, so I'm
I know, and I'm trying to avoid you doing something with that temper. Once I found out they were doing the wave, I decided it's just best to just wait.
So they could go. So the lower tier. Who is that? The old? Lower tier, like what? Luis?
No, not main
Luis?
goons, like newer goons who live closer. People you won't even recognize. They're gonna be snapping pictures, getting videos, and shit like that. So.
Well, if these people are from out of town, they're not going to really know much.
Oh, they're going to be meeting with Henry. Henry's going to be giving them intel and.
Well, then I need to have my own crew following, watching what they're doing.
Wait, you got a crew?
No, I'm saying I need to get my own crew to watch what they're doing, or somebody. I
mean, you can have them watching around, but it's going to be hard. They're going to look like regular civilians.
Well, this is out of control. This has gone way out of control.
Yeah, I mean, it just would be better because on that weekend, you can do your thing worry-free. They've already come and gone. I can meet with you on that Sunday, have a beer, and then I can go on my fucking vacation.
What? Well,
because right now I'm like fucking booked all month, with work, so I can take this fucking vacation. So
the 30th, the 30th is a Sunday, and then the 31st will be on a Monday.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. You should have it that weekend of the 28th, whatever you're gonna do for your party. so that way you avoid them those previous 3 weeks.
Well, yeah. I talked to the grave site today too, and they try to get them to understand this is serious. So they're gonna take it serious. One tells me I can use the tarp, one tells me I can't use the tarp. I said no, I'm using the tarp. I told the lady, I said, look, I'm using the tarp. I said that needs to go there. Don't pull the damn thing off. I said if they pull it off, I'll know it's them. If you all do it, that's not going to work right. I need to know who pulls that tarp off. So I'm getting.
You can't put the tarp
One person told me I can. The other person that today says I can't. I said let's clarify that with the existing manager on the premises.
I had to look up what the male equivalent of a Karen is, and funnily enough, it's called a Kevin or Ken, but I'm going to use Ken. George is the epitome of Ken. Don't get the answer I want? Fuck you. I want a manager. Funny how he told two contradicting stories back to back. First, he told the employees said no what he was going to do and what they were going to do. Then, next one, he wants to talk to the manager. Always appealing to an authority figure, which, by the way, George did end up putting the tarp down. Here's what it looked like. It turned all the grass under it yellow and it almost died. There's a bunch more details about the grave tarp, but I'll save those for a future podcast as Goon Con gets closer in this arc. Bottom line here is that George is a diva bitch, and I can only imagine the conversation with the cemetery worker that went down. I assume it's similar to his interaction with Brian over at Mini Price. Walks in with a chip on his shoulder and gets somewhat more aggressive the more he's denied whatever he wants.
So that Monday morning I'm going to get an answer. But one of the guys, I went to the cemetery today actually, and I went there to visit, and the guy came out and took pictures of the. And I told one of the guys, the situation, and the guy told me that they will monitor what's going on. Problem is, Henrico's laissez-faire. Well, I said, look.
Ah, yes, laissez-faire, the economic system in which Henrico don't act subservient to George Yared's needs to patrol a grave when they have a whole county to attend to. Established in 21st century Richmond, Virginia, laissez-faire is taught in schools such as the Dale Carnegie School of Dumbfuck Economics.
I said, and I just don't get this. I said, you all need to come. I said, because if something happens, then I'm going off on somebody.
George tells these stories about how conversations with the cops went and how he claims to boss them around and shit. I know these are complete bullshit, and this is made evident after that call with Gibney, where George talked a huge game beforehand and was a cowering child while on the phone. George probably cries about his trying to get sympathy with the cops, and when the cops don't care, he whimpers off and then tries to say he told them what time it was and what they're going to do. Imagine being a cop and having someone come up to you and say that you're going to patrol a gravesite to protect it from trolls, and if you don't do that, this smelly, obese, homeless person is going to, quote, go off on you like he's your boss. Just the entitlement on George is staggering.
You all need to come. You need to surveil that week. Well, we don't have that many force. I said, well, I'm sure that the cemetery will compensate you, because I'm telling the cemetery that you all need to be out there. And now,
yeah, George, that's totally going to happen. The cemetery is going to pay the police money to have them stay at the gravesite for you, free of charge to George, of course. For him, it's free, but the cemetery should just slip the bill because.
Contrary to the way it was, they don't close the cemetery. The cemetery is open 24 hours now. I said, wait. I said, that's not what. I said, hold on a second. I said, the cemetery itself was closed at a certain hour. Now it's open. I said, well, yes, we're open now. 24 hours. I said, what's the point of that?
Oh, yeah, that's right. The cemetery is totally in the wrong here. They made that policy before consulting with the owner of the property, George Yared. I can't even imagine the frustration someone has to go through when having George try and browbeat them into explaining why a policy they have no control over shouldn't be a thing because of George's issue with trolls. Again, unfettered entitlement.
Gravesite should be, and they have cops there at the gate. I said, okay. But why? But why is it 24 hours? And you have a gate. You lock the gate up. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
I can't. I can't control. They're going to go to my old house. I can't control that. They can. I don't give a fuck about that. I mean, they will go to the old house and try to start a problem, whatever. I can't control that. Let them. They're going to do that. Those people don't want to be involved in this shit. What's the point of going there if I'm not going to be there? So what's the point of going there? But I can't control that, and I'm not going to worry about that because actually, those people were kind of rude to me. I did nothing to them when I talked to that husband. He was fucking rude. I said, dude, I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know. Well, we would rather you not. I said, well, you don't need to have that attitude with me. I lived here. I told him I lived here before, and I said, I'm asking you if you got any mail that's coming here. I'd like to know. All you have to do is tell me yay or nay. That's it. I told the guy that this was guy was a cocksucker. So I really don't care what happens.
It's a warm and cool Saturday afternoon in July. You're inside your bi-level, beautifully remodeled house watching baseball and you get a knock to your door. You get up and see a fat, disheveled man standing there. You open the door to talk to him and his foul stench assaults your senses. This man jabbers to you about how random internet cyberstalkers who harass him might come and mess with your home soon. This man is insane. And when you tell him you don't want anything to do with it, he gets mad and wants to know if he has mail because he used to live in the house. Irritated at missing the game for this vagrant, you dismiss him and comment to your wife about how they might have to get a restraining order against the former owner of the house. Yeah, that guy's the asshole. Notice too the shifting stories. Again, first it was to warn this guy about the trolls, and next, when he got mad about that, it was to get the mail. Also, in a later call, George would wish the current family of 1307 dies in a car accident and the house burns down. That's what should happen to you if you're rude to George Yared. Your house burns down and you die. What's with lolcows and wishing people die in automobile accidents anyways? Oh, Lord.
I have no control over that.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned. They're going to have, be damned.
Well, I know it makes sense that the cemetery would be open at night because Boston and Meth were talking about filming at night. So I assumed they would be breaking in, but I guess they probably called ahead and learned that the cemetery was open at night, so they'd be filming video at night.
Yeah, well, I don't understand that at all. That doesn't make any sense. So I'm putting the tarp, whether they tell me not to, I'm putting the tarp there anyway. And I'm going to put a big sign say, do not remove.
Well, you don't want to do that, GG, because you might get in trouble for vandalism if they told you not to.
Well, it's not vandalism. It's protecting my dad. No, it's protecting my dad's tombstone.
It legally would be considered vandalism if they told you can't put that on their property.
It's to cover
you morally are correct because you are wanting to protect your father's grave, but that's their property, so they're telling you can't put that on there, and if you do it, you're breaking the law.
Well, I don't see how. I mean, it's my property. That tombstone is my property.
But that land is theirs.
Yeah. Well, it's to protect it. So if they're going to make a big stink about that, they have to get over that shit.
Every time I hear George say, they'll just have to get over that shit, it makes me laugh out loud. The sheer narcissistic entitlement going on. However, imagine if the cemetery said that to George. Don't like your tarp getting taken down? You'll just have to get over that shit. It would be World War III. They would be evil cocksuckers who deserve to go out of business. And by going back to Brian at Mini Price, that's exactly what Brian did to George. And we know what George thinks about Brian.
Because they need to be aware of what's going on. They got a bunch of people coming up there, a bunch of people walking the damn fucking street, going there, trying
Apparently
to be crazy.
they've already found a dead person near your father's grave that they're going to pretend, I guess, that has Meth's real last name, and they're going to pretend that that's her family, that she's coming to visit. But
No,
that's going to
no,
be their way to get inside.
they're not doing. Well, wait. Say that again.
So they're going to use Meth's real name, her last name. There's a grave by your father's or near your father's grave that shares her same last name, and she's gonna use her
Baraz,
ID.
Baraz,
I don't
Baraz.
know. I don't know. It's in the
Well,
vicinity of your father's grave, and they're gonna
that
use
that
that to hold on. I'm not done speaking. They're gonna use that to get into the grave at night to
no.
let them know that they're visiting a dead
Well,
relative to
I
put
will.
flowers
Well, thank you
down.
thank you for telling me that. I will bring that to the attention of that. I'll give her name, what she said. Do you have
I don't know
you
her
have a copy?
name. I don't know her real
I
name.
know her now, Melanie Berez, I got it. Yeah, Berjas.
Yeah, he totally knows Mel's last name. I typed out what he spelled the pod, what he thinks it is, and it came out to Baber Jaws. I'm sure very unique last name, that Melody Baber Jaws.
Berez. It says I've never seen a tombstone out there with that last name.
Well, they might have Boston's too, so I don't even know his first name. So
Well, we're gonna get Boston's real name, and I told that Boston sent me an email saying, well, you can't say Vietnamese. I said, hey, bitch. I was responding to him. I said, we're gonna get your identity next. Whether I can say Vietnamese or Vietnamese or whatever I can say, we're going.
Continuing the tradition, saying Vietnamese wrong a different way every time. This man was educated by Dale Carnegie, for God's sake, Boston. Show some goddamn respect to Dr. Yared, professor of South Asian Studies at VCU, with a specialization in the Vietnamese language.
We're gonna get your fucking identity next, bitch. I told him that. He emailed me tonight. I said, "Is that right?" I said, "Well, don't worry about what I can say or what I can't do. One thing I can tell you that you're next. We're gonna get your identity next."
Yeah, and George has had Boston's real identity now for a long time, and he's done nothing with it. Boston isn't scared of you in the least bit, George. That's been proven multiple times over by now.
We got, yeah, yeah. So before they come down here,
wait, who are you renting from anyway? That vehicle?
it's a rental company out here it's a rental company. It's AJ Auto Service.
Funnily enough, as I was making this video, Billy was also listening to this call and linked the place that George rented from. So thanks, Billy. I put a picture of it on the video. Some ransacked place in the middle of the hood. Yeah, a real reputable business relationship George has here. Very high dignitaries. 3.8 on Google, very sus. Only the best for George Yarrett, though.
AJ
Mom and Pop.
Mom and Pop shop. You might as well. Okay, so you said that your car doors are open. Okay, actually, because ever since Peter mentioned that you had a rental car, they've been trying to find out who the rental company is. So it might not be a bad idea for you to tell them what's going on.
Well, wait. Who said who? What? I mean, I didn't hear what you said. Did somebody said something about what?
Peter mentioned in his video that you had a rental car.
Yeah, and my question is, how would he know? Through Henry?
Through Henry, yeah. So what I'm saying, and I know they're trying to call rental companies in the area to find out if they're renting to you to sort of fuck up the whole thing. So I'm saying it would probably be a good idea for you to let the rental company know about the fucking potential tracking device to get ahead of it.
Because if the Platinum Plus pulls the wrong tracking device, then that could be a problem.
Yeah.
And they could do it. I mean, the place can do it a whole lot faster. Take it to them. They could pull off the damn. They can see it on there themselves then. Rather than me paying for it, they could take it off. They see the damn thing on there other than the one they have. But that's still a red flag. I mean, I can see both sides of that, but
yeah. I know they're
no, but
actively...
going back to this shit, Perez. There's no Perez tombstone out there, so they're using his name Well, I'm going to find out what his name is.
Yeah,
And
I think they're gonna use his name. So they're gonna use one of their names has a gravesite near your father's, and
to go
they're
in during
gonna
the
say
nighttime?
to
No.
go in
Okay.
to film that video
Okay. No.
of
Okay. Well,
of her cheeks getting clapped
I
on the
will.
top of the
I will
grave.
tell. I will tell them Monday morning first thing about that, and we'll see how far that goes. Everything's going to be laid out, and they're going to be blocked. You said first was her, though, and I can tell you there's no tombstone by that name that I know of. There's no tombstone
Well,
of
I
her.
said it was her
That
because
name.
she's the one that posted it in the Discord.
Well, there's no tombstone of her of that name anywhere near that blood of that area, my father's area. That I do know.
Okay.
Baraza, what the hell do you call it?
It could easily be Boston. I told you, it could be one or the other.
Well,
It could be 20. It could be 30 feet away from your father's grave. It doesn't have to be right next to it, George.
Yeah, there's not.
Okay,
You have Smith. Yeah.
you've looked at every single gravesite over there, so
I've
know.
looked as far as her name is concerned.
Why would you look for her name specifically at a gravesite?
Well, I don't. I'm just saying that I just know because I'm not because there's names around there. Her name.
Listen to how compulsively George just spouts shit that isn't true. He's 100% aware there's no one around by that name. Like Pod asked, he looks specifically for that name. Why? And then when he's confronted, its brain.exe has stopped working and he's trying to reboot and stuttering and stammering.
Is a very unique name. It's not. No, there's no name like that around my dad's in that little block there. No.
All right. Oh, all right.
Now, if they go in there and make up a story, well, then management will know that, and they will tell security to. If anybody comes, I'm glad you told me. If anybody comes there around midnight, around that time, they're not going to be entered. They're not coming in there because that because around that time, no, that's going to be a red flag.
All right,
so I'm glad you told me because now I know what to do, or I know what to tell them.
Figured it out, Sherlock. You did it. If they come,
I'm so sick of this shit.
I don't know when they're coming, so I don't know the time. I don't know anything. I just know that she said they're going to use their real names to get in, to find a gravesite, to let them know that they're family. They're going to read up on the person and let them know different facts about the family to prove that they're family. So,
well, they're to prove the family, but then for them to get in the radius of my father's site, they can, they have to. The name has to match. Their name has to, and I'll go by there tomorrow and I'll look through that whole radius of, and jot down every fucking name there. I mean, I won't be tomorrow. It'll probably have to be, I'll go there on the 4th and I'll check every fucking name on there, on that little block. And then, I'll just, if they're going to use any damn names, I'll know what names they're going to use. And I'll just say, look, they come down there. So they're going to come during the nighttime.
Yeah, I'm not sure what time, though. They're going to do it dark enough so, her titties aren't just flapping in the daytime where everybody can see it.
She's a wildebeest. She's a fucking wildebeest. And Andorra, she has nothing on Andorra, okay? At least Andorra was somewhat of a good actress.
It's been crazy though, GG. Boston been saying how he's been practicing edging, so he can build up a nice fat load. So he can come for like 20 seconds.
Dude,
I'm relaying you to what he's saying. That's it.
Yeah, and are inquiring minds wanting to know that?
Well, you want me to tell you what they're saying? This is how dark and twisted their fucking minds are.
Right. So,
he's saying this shit in public.
He really said that. He really said
he
that
really
on it.
said he is practicing edging, so he can come for
Edging.
15 seconds. Yeah.
Edging.
Edging is when he's jacking off, but he's not coming. He's stopping right before he comes, so his balls swell up and build a fucking fat load, so he comes longer and it's more enjoyable. So he's practicing that. So when he
how about when he's doing that and somebody gets there and fucking puts a taser to his scrotum sack as he's doing that, and as he's jerking himself off, and if someone puts a taser to his damn scrotum as he jumps up and is a goddamn fucking sweltering.
This is what George fantasizes about. His enemies fucking women on his dad's grave, and George sneaking up and tasing his enemy's balls while he's jerking off. If that isn't some of the weirdest, most homoerotic shit to come out of George's mouth, then I don't know what is.
GG, that would be painful, I would imagine.
That'd be hilarious.
That would be fucking painful to get tasered to the nuts.
Yeah, that'd be fucking hilarious. You ask me.
While you're smashing puss on top of someone's grave, that's fucking.
Yeah. Well, he's gonna be his head is gonna be smashed if he does that in an eye shot. So I'm just thinking to myself right now that, and I'm thinking to myself, this whole Stoker thing is probably a ruse. I know you say it's not, but I think the Stoker thing is.
I haven't seen the guy. The last I heard in the Discord, he stole their money. He hasn't been seen since. Haven't even heard from Nurse Joy. So I'm not gonna. I'll sit here and listen to you entertain that idea. But but
I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me. It could be a ruse. It's very possible.
I think you're putting the cart before the horse because you're like definitely afraid of being surprised that it is really. Well, you already told me that you're paranoid, so.
Well, no, but it would be you have to understand the full thing.
I mean,
no, because what they're trying to do is give me a false sense of security.
Well, okay.
They're trying to get
G. Okay, hold on, G. Let's really use our thinking caps here. I just told you that they're planning on coming down here in waves for the next 3 weeks without Stoker. Now, what would Stoker being there change about any of this?
Well, because I'm saying that it's possible that it could be maybe they was dropped as if it's such just to start a rant for me to know that basically, just to say, I never, you never know unless you.
But that doesn't make any logical sense because they're still coming, and whether Stoker's there or not, they're still coming. So it doesn't make any sense to trick old GG. Like it just logically does not make sense. So, especially when they're all still coming over the next 3 weeks. So whether he was going to be there or not going to be there, now if he isn't going to be there and then it's all canceled, I would understand. And if they were, saying, "Oh, Goon Con's canceled," and he's not, then I would understand your logic. But the fact that they're all still coming throws that right out of the window. Because it doesn't matter.
We don't know exactly who's coming, though. We could sit here and say that this person's coming, that person. I can assure you, we're surmising that it's only about 20 people in the whole damn group that are even remotely going to be a part of it. 20 people in the whole damn.
From what I counted, it's 36 people.
36 people.
36 people.
Okay. Well, 20, 36, whatever. It's surmising that they're going to be a part of it, and they're not going to be a part of it.
Okay.
It might not be 36. It might be 16. It might be 15. Some of the people are probably not going to come because
there's about 205 people in the Discord. Only 36 of them said they were for sure going and confirmed they had their tickets and whatnot.
Okay.
So yeah, you're right. If there's 200 people in the Discord that I said, there's Goon Con, then yeah, about a fraction of that are actually going to come or actually have time to come, and of that fraction, 36 of them are coming. So that's just what's going to happen. Now you can talk to
But
Kevin,
what
and
I'm saying is,
he can convince you otherwise.
It's possible that if the money was secured and taken, that it might not be 36. It might be 15. Who's to say?
Okay.
I'm just saying. I'm not saying, the people will, the fraction of them will probably come, but it might not be the original.
I think you've been dealing with this for too long, because I don't get the logic.
It might not be the original amount that we're going to come due to this brouhaha.
Well, whether one comes, two comes, they're coming. So.
Well, no, they're going to set themselves up. Is what they're going to do. They're going to set themselves up for something. I'm not wavering. Just going to have to do it, and you're just going to have to be very meticulous about it. I can't even, I don't know. Just very meticulous, and
I've tried to help you for like the last fucking 9 months or 7 months.
Yeah, well, I'm just going to say, I have to do it in a way and do it very meticulously, very quietly to try to do this. I gave
you the best way to do it, the absolute best way to do it, to avoid any problems, to have the best time of your life, to avoid those motherfuckers coming to fuck with you, and you've ignored it completely because, GG. So I'm just going to sit back and let you do you.
No. I'm saying that it's possible. That it's possible that we could probably, that they could be here. Okay, it's very possible. They could be here, but if it's done and they have no knowledge of where it's at, then what are they going to do? They're going to start looking around and doing this, and then we do it in a place where they would have no knowledge of where it's at if it's done covertly. If it's done covertly, then they're not going to find, they'll just wonder.
Or you can just avoid all that entirely and listen to my plan.
That's the actions of someone who isn't afraid or controlled by others. Do things in total secrecy. Only tell certain people, and if someone like Watt wants to come, blindfold them on the way there. Not because you're scared of what the goons might do to you, but because of what you might do to the goons if they come near you.
Oh, wow, that's a lot simpler. You're right. That is simple. But let's make it complicated and go through 800 degrees of fucking...
That's an option.
Let's make it complicated and have a secret roundtable meeting, and that's it's just making things.
That is an option. That is an option. But then again, I'm not these bitches.
I mean, you've moved it before, so it's just.
Well,
I
have moved it before, but
I'm
kind of like in one of these moods where, damn it, I'm doing it on the day of. It falls on a Sunday and on the day of. I'm in kind of one of these moods. If it falls on a Sunday, I'll be on the day of. Now, if they want to, low tier ones when they come, what are the low tier ones going to do? They're gonna try to start some of the low tier ones.
Yeah, yeah.
No, when you say low tier,
everything that I have discussed with you, they're going to try to do. The protesters, the signs, all of that. Okay. All of that's going to happen each week, each weekend. All of it.
Yeah, but they have to do it in front of me, or they're not going to be able to get what they want. If they don't know, if I'm they'll
There's
protest.
Possibly a tracker on your vehicle. The goons are at this point searching for whatever fucking rental place you went to get that car, to get it taken from you. Since you have no van, they want you to be on the street. So
I know what they want, and I know what they want, and they're not going to get what they want. And I can probably exchange this vehicle and get another vehicle. So good luck with that. Okay. They can take it, and they get, I can get another vehicle, or have them look to see whether there's another tracker on this car. I think that makes sense. It's not, because let them know that I'm being harassed, and to see if they would.
Makes sense, because I told you to do that like 10 minutes ago.
Well, no, because I was going to do that. I was going to do that anyway, but I was going to have Platinum do it. But then rather than paying the $35, the more I think about it, because I thought about it. I mean, I can think as well. The more I think about it, yes. I mean, it would be.
You hear that, everyone? George can think too. He doesn't do it very often or very well, but he can think. Let's all congratulate George on this fantastic accomplishment.
Advantageous for me to have them do it. just to tell them and have them do it. All right. So
I have
yeah,
worked close with these people for years, and I'm
right.
trying to give you my knowledge of how they work and knowing the plans that they have. And I'm saying the best option is to have it at that last weekend so you can avoid any issues while also having worked with them, having gotten to know you and how you react to things, and I don't want you to get in trouble. So because I know that, I think using my knowledge of both sides, I am telling you what the best plan is. And you're thinking with your pride, like, those motherfuckers aren't going to do this to me. It's just like, it's not about that. It's about you enjoying your fucking birthday weekend with your friends and not having to worry about motherfuckers being down here. That's my angle. That's how I'm coming at this.
I got you. Well,
my pride isn't on the line here. I'm just trying to make it better, the best for George Yared, to where he ain't got to worry about none of this shit. He can enjoy his weekend and call it a fucking day.
I'm thinking this out. That's what I'm doing. I mean, I understand what you got options here. But how do we know some of these bitches will still be here? We don't know. Some of these bitches might still linger around here.
They're not going to spend from what I see, their only plan is 3 weeks because you moved it before. You moved it to the week before and you moved it to the week after. So they're covering the 3 weeks. That's it.
Pathetic. So that's your goal then, is to break in or to try to put a tracker on my car. So more than likely there is a tracker on my car.
There probably is. If you smelled smoke, it probably was a cigar smoke from Henry. So
that's how they're going to do it. They already have the tracker on there. Well, okay, I'm going to have to just tell these people the situation, and they just have them pull the shit off, and then they can pull the tracker off, and then that's it.
they find it to begin with, GG. You thinking of layers. Like, this is a layer. They're thinking like 4 layers deeper. I'm trying to help you there, but it's hard. It's really hard. You're not easy to work with.
Dude, I'm not used to this. I'm not used to
You're not used
dealing.
To someone. I'm trying to inform you the best way. I am. What is it called when they have? What is 007's fucking guy where he goes to? He gets all his gadgets from the intel from. I'm that for you.
It was Q. Kristen would be Moneypenny, and then you've got George Slob with Jamie and Sue as reoccurring Slob girls. Yeah, someone get United Artists on the line. I think we got a real moneymaker here.
Okay.
And because I've worked with them, I know how they are cut and what they're trying to do. And once I figured out that they were doing the waves, they were coming in waves, they're not going to spend an entire month down here. They're going to do the 3 weeks. So that's why the people that live closest to Virginia are coming first, just in case you have it on the weekend before. So
they're going to, and then these same people are coming. So then, well, I mean, so when waves, so then more people are coming, or the same people leave and come back. I'm not.
Yeah, the first group this weekend come. Then the big main group comes the weekend of your birthday. That's when all the inner circle is going to be here. Then, just in case you don't have it, then the first group is going to come back the next week.
And what is the first? So let's say we do it. What is the first group going to try? I mean, what can they possibly do? They're going to try to.
They're going to meet with Henry, and they're going to try to find it. Well, if they have a tracker, they're going to find you, and when you start dashing, they're going to be following you. They're going to be doing the protest thing. They're going to be hanging up the signs, talking to people on the street. One person is going to be streaming, talking to people on the street, holding up your photos, asking girls if they would, talk to you. And if you're cuter than Henry, they're going to be doing all that shit. Each week they're going to be doing that.
Right. And so then that's to trigger me now.
George is such a charming soft bitch. When they're doing things to make fun of me, so they're triggering me. George needs to crawl into his safe space, a troll-free internet policed by the FBI censoring bad things said about him. A total echo chamber of him and Kevin.
I'm trying to get
I
you to
see that.
avoid all
That's
that,
the point.
and that's why I'm trying to get you to avoid all that, so that you don't even have to deal with that. You can just do your thing, do your DoorDash, and do your job, and then on that last weekend, you can do your thing and gotta worry about shit because they've already come and gone. That's how I'm thinking about it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yeah. Well, I understand. I mean, I could go up to Fredericksburg and do it. Well, yeah, but they have a tracker. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Well, I would take the damn tracker off. And I'll have the rental car company take the damn tracker off the damn thing, or have them check for another tracker. Take the damn thing off the car, and then they're back to square one again. Or get it, get into another vehicle.
I've already given you my plan. You can. I don't know.
Well, no,
I'm listening to you.
I heard what you said, but but then the way of looking at this is also too is being able to get these people out, get them arrested. Because if they try something, they get fucking arrested. Do we know if this? So we still don't know if this bitch is coming. Holmgren.
Him and I have a meeting next week.
Or you talking Holmgren next week? A meeting.
Yeah, well, to talk on the phone. He's out of the country.
So chances are he's not going to be here then.
I don't know, GG. I have to talk to him at the meeting next week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's not put the cart before the horse again.
Yeah, but I think that's just more or less. He's got this bitch Mitchell. Mitchell is leading up is leading. So he's just leaving that for him to do probably. Unless we, of course, then again, if this bitch is, I don't know. Well, let's name them. Let's name them. Markland, Brennan, Rebillet. That's 3. Boston 4. Okay, yeah. Okay, so Markland, Rebillet, Brennan, Boston, Melanie, Spencer, 6, Angela
Lewis, Dick Swole, the prisoner, the one guy who actually does live in Virginia.
Who's
John,
this? Who's this guy?
The ex-con goon that wants the prison bitch.
Uh-huh.
Dick Swole.
Okay. And then, so, I mean, it's an assortment of misfits, pretty much.
Baxter, Peter, Ayers.
Yeah, definitely an assortment of misfits. Like a damn, yeah. So, I'm not being redundant or rhetorical. So you think
One of the lessons of Dale Carnegie was not being redundant when you talk. George must have not listened very well because George not only cannot say redundant right, he's the king of repeating himself 2, 3, sometimes 4 times in a row when he talks.
that Stoker is dropped out of Light Fantastic pretty much altogether?
I think he's done because no one has been able to get. It was a smash and grab. He got his money.
He's dropped Light Fantastic and he's gone. So Stoker's not going to be any more. I don't have to worry about Stoker ever again.
Yeah, he changed his number and everything.
So, no more Fielding's Party Pals.
Or haven't seen an upload, haven't seen them talk about it, nothing.
No more Fielding's Party Pals. So that's one. That's a win. That's a big win. And Yard Wars, they got that on Bit. I don't care about BitChute. So Yard Wars will just stay on BitChute and not come back.
That's gone too.
I wonder what got old Holmgren all scared. Well, I know what he did. Yeah, Holmgren got scared because he knows that basically that I'm going to show the police that shit, which I already have. Well, that's already we already have that shit saved anyway. But Markland's channel, of all those calls, that needs to go bye bye. All those recorded phone calls, that needs to go bye bye, and then we have to get that damn channel knocked down. All right. So what do you think? You think that bitch is coming? You don't know.
I think he is. Yeah, I don't know. Gotta get it confirmed.
All right. And you think he will have nefarious activities?
Absolutely, yeah.
But again, where is this melee going to be held at?
I guess I'll know when I talk to him if he is coming. You're asking me a lot of questions I don't have an answer to, so.
Well, no, I understand. We're surmising. We're brainstorming,
right.
surmising.
Well, usually, when I find out something, I'll be able to let you know.
This is all
information.
Brainstorm, surmising, trying to get down to the bottom of it.
You know, when it's in the summer, when it's really humid and you might get a light shower from a dark cloud above when the rest of the sky is sunny? That's the weather equivalent of a George Yard brainstorm.
All right. Well, anyway, all right. Let me. All right. Let's call it a night. I gotta get. I'm gonna get back to work here. I definitely gotta find out if it's the tracker on this car. That's ridiculous. I gotta find out if it's the tracker on this car. I gotta do that promptly. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to get it done Monday.
All right, GG.
All right. I will talk.
All right. Have a good night.
And that's the end of number 46. Goon Con coming up is a real treasure trove. I know Boston is going to be going over the pod calls that were happening during Goon Con to give some behind the scenes insight when things were actually happening. I plan on doing some too, and it'll be an overall good time. Thank you everyone for your listening and your support, and see you next time.